You can't build a confident retirement with doubt in the driver's seat. If she's in the driver's seat, the passenger seat, wherever she is going to hinder your progress, your belief into making retirement possible. So inside this episode, I share with you how to identify what is causing your doubt, how to go deeper and make the resolution so that you're then able to find action and move towards your retirement goal. Welcome to the Wealthy After 40 podcast, the show for Gen X women and couples who are ready to ditch financial stress and feel confident about retirement. I'm your host, Daylene Higgins, financial and retirement coach, helping Gen Xers master their money and create a personalized retirement plan so they can stop spinning their wheels and step boldly into their dream retirement. If you're feeling behind, don't worry. Continue listening to this podcast, as well as be sure to grab your free guide, 5 Must-Do Steps to Start Retirement Planning Now, at elevatefinances.us/must-do. And remember, let's make retirement possible together. You can't build a confident retirement with doubt in the driver's seat. This, you just cannot. I'm sorry, but we've got to get rid of her. As you start thinking about retirement and stepping into retirement planning, you want to believe it is possible. You're like, yes, I can do this. Yes, we're going to do this. And you are so excited. But then all of a sudden, there are so many things, ideas, thoughts, statements you're seeing, reading, whatever it is, that have you second guessing the possibility of retirement. Does that sound familiar? Is that what you're doing? These things can have you continually questioning if retirement is possible. No matter what that is, no matter if you're saying, well, I just think that, or I have questions, say hello to doubt. That is what we're going to label her for this episode, but it's most anything that has you, pausing and not taking action. And as long as she is with you, you're not going to be able to confidently plan for retirement or make progress toward your retirement goal. You don't want her hanging around for very long. She's going to delay you. She's going to take up your time. You're already worried about not having enough time, starting late to be able to retire. We've got to believe we can. So how do you tell her to get lost? How do you get rid of this so you can make progress toward the retirement you deserve? You've got to get rid of it so you can believe and take action. Remember, as long as we have this doubt, we have these questions, they're going to take our mind off us actually taking the action to move us ahead. We've got to get rid of it as quickly as possible so that we can start taking the actions that we need and start believing that we can, and creating that motivation and that excitement. You know how I talk about creating excitement helps us be motivated. You need to get rid of the root belief of your doubt. What do I mean by that? Well, what questions are you asking? Are you thinking? Are causing you to pause? What do you fear the most? Whatever it is, when I say, will you be able to retire? Whatever you just thought is going to be one of your top beliefs. This might look like not having enough money. You're not sure what you're going to do all day, every day. Believe me, you're going to find something to do. And you're worried about losing the lifestyle that you love, how you live, what you're doing. Those are just a few. You've got to dig deep. You've got to understand your belief. And it may take some time, may take a little bit of work, and that's okay. I had a client who was stuck with the idea of, I don't have enough. It's not enough. This was paralyzing her to be able to grow her wealth, to be able to grow into something bigger. And as we worked together, and I really helped her to start thinking about the past, she was able to then remember a house fire from her teenage years. They lost everything. We know why it was pushed back out of memory. It's not a happy memory. We don't want to keep it there. But even so, in our subconscious, it is keeping us from doing, the actions that we need to. Because in our subconscious, we're remembering it. To help her find a solution, we had to find a way to protect her. What created safety for her? What, allowed her to think that she was going to have enough? But going back to some of those things, you can address that specific fear. You can also then look at your life and what you have and realize you are not that person back when that happened, and things can be different. And by doing those different things, you're going to protect yourself and create this safe haven. How do you kick your doubt to the curb? Well, first off, I said you need to identify it. Now, there might be several that you're questioning. And like I said, you need to identify the top one. The main belief that is not having you take action. And again, if I say, are you going to be able to retire? You might have said yes, or if you said no, why? Okay, why? And that is where you need to say, why do I believe that? Why don't I think I can achieve that? And you keep going down, keep exploring that. I'm going to show you how to do that with the 3 beliefs I already shared that are very, very common among most of us, on this horizon of retirement. If you believe that you're not going to have enough money, very common one. I hear this from many people, see it all the places. This means you aren't sure that you have enough money now. Think about that. You need to prove to yourself that you can be happy or you can be content that you have enough with the money you have now. You might okay, yeah, I do. But do you really? Are there times where you're like, ugh, I just don't know? Or that you're reaching for that credit card too many times? Those are the actions that are carrying forward to your retirement planning and letting you believe that you don't have enough money. How do you answer this question specifically? Now, I haven't used this formula in a very, very long time. But if your income equals expenses, you have enough money. Now, it can also be your income is greater than your expenses. Do that on paper. How much income? How much is your expenses? And if your expenses are greater, then yes, you don't have enough money. Now and probably not in the future. There's some things you can do. That is where you start. Start building that belief that what you have now is enough. And there's a lot of work that can go into that and solidifying that. But that feeling will carry forward with you into retirement. Now, say you're the other individual. I have done it on paper, but why do I feel like I don't have enough money? Yeah, it's creating a scarcity feeling, a scarcity issue. And this comes down to your money management, to your cash flow solution. I worked with a client. It was the same thing. I did it on paperwork with her. I said, you have $600 a month every month left over that we haven't allotted to what and where. And she says, why don't I feel that way? And it was her cash flow. To help you solve that issue, if that is the one you're like, it's probably that, go listen to episode 63 and listen to how you can, change that, support that, because you really need to believe you have enough money now. So budget or cash flow, solve that, build that belief, and then you can tackle the next one. If you have multiple, we're only choosing the top one right now. Another example, you're thinking, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do all day. Have you started thinking about it? Have you really started planning for it? And you might be thinking, I don't know how. You've done this before. And you're thinking, no, I haven't. I want you to go back to junior high, high school, particularly high school. You were planning what you were going to do when you graduated high school long before you got there. Get out of your parents' house, you were going to go work, you were going to go to college, you were going to do all these things. You had a plan laid out. Planning for retirement is no different. You're not planning to get out of your parents' house. You're planning to get out of working. So you've done it before and you can do it again. You just have to start thinking about that. You've got to start thinking about what is it that you truly want instead of going to work. You can do it. You've done it once before. Lean into that and do it again. And the third one, where I talked about, and I've done an extensive episode on this, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in this, but if you're worried about not being able to live like you do now, that fear is because you haven't defined what expenses create that lifestyle, create that what I have now. You really have to lean into those and identify those, typically your top 2 to 3 expenses that you feel are most important to what you most enjoy with your money. Go listen to episode 124, Budgeting for Retirement Without Sacrifices. I talk about budget anchors and how to define this. And typically the belief is, that you're going to lose that, but you haven't actually defined that. That one's pretty easy to do, unlike the first one, which is going to take a little bit more work. But this one, you can actually reach into, it's these 3 things. And if I take this with me to retirement, I will be happy. And they kind of all worked together. As we've discussed, eliminating doubt, worry, fears, questions, whatever you're labeling it. For this episode, we called it doubt. If you're still unsure how to do that and you want help, I want you to jump on a confidence kickstart call. This is free, 30 minutes. You and I, we're going to work through what is your biggest worry or fear. Let me help you dive into that. Just like I shared about my client, we were able to finally uncover that. I did not know that about her. That was nothing, but it came out. Sometimes talking with somebody, maybe you just need to talk your fear out loud. I do that a lot, but sometimes hearing things, we can better understand why we believe this. But again, I invite you to that confidence kickstart call. And on the call, we'll determine if your belief is a true reality. That's another thing we didn't really cover. We talked about that these are not true, and so how to move on and move forward. But if it is a true reality, I would love to help support you in the exact steps to get out of that and what to do next. Even if it is not a true reality, I'm going to give you something to start you on your retirement planning. What is going to give you the most momentum moving forward? So remember from this episode, the biggest thing is we want to get rid of our worry, get rid of our fears, at least minimize them. We might still have that question, but I want you to believe in yourself wholeheartedly that you can move forward. Because worry is only going to paralyze you and it's not going to help you get closer to your goal. It's time for you to kick doubt to the curb. I want you to kick her to the curb, lose that friendship, and create a new one with retirement. So we've covered a lot. All of those are limiting beliefs, and none of them serve you well. Please jump on that call. Let's work through it together and get you moving toward your retirement dream. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it on the other side. I promise you will never second guess why you didn't do it sooner. Till next episode. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's episode helped you take one more step toward mastering your money and creating a retirement plan that fits your life. If this episode gave you value, would you do me a quick favor? follow the show, leave a review, or share it with another Gen Xer who needs this kind of support. And if you're ready and tired of trying to figure it out all on your own, be sure to book your one-on-one retirement roadmap session, and together we'll create your personalized plan so you can move forward more quickly with clarity and confidence. You can find that at elevatefinances.us/roadmap to book your session today. And remember, retirement isn't just a dream, it's a plan, and let's make it possible together.